This is the process of content creation from epiphany to post-production. All content, whether it's in advertising, public relations, and especially journalism, all types, broadcast, magazine, print, online, has to be based on truth. And there are two levels of truth. There's the topic, what's your story about, and the theme, what's it about really? You research the topic and you associate your epiphany or peak experience with theme. And I have a definition of those two ultimate universal truths. When your mind, your conscience seems at one with the universe, peak experience, when your body, consciousness feels at one with your actions, your emotions, and your surroundings. I had an epiphany in ethics class. We were discussing the definitions of a sociopath, narcissist, and psychopath, and it occurred to me that psychopaths seem to define theory of mind artificial intelligence. I stopped in the middle of a lecture and I mentioned that. And I said, okay, that's an epiphany. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write an article about this and take you from epiphany all the way to post-production, which is what this whole presentation is about. So, yeah, psychopath, the technical definition, concerns people with no conscience, able to follow social conventions when it suits their needs, with limited ability to feel empathy or remorse. If psychopaths have no conscience, then AI is psychopathic. So now I have to prove that epiphany. Okay, so I prepared my interview questions. It's important, and you can read some of them here, but it's important to create interview questions not about the topic, but about the theme. And that's where many writers make their mistakes. It's about the theme. Prepare your interview questions, advancing that theme. Let's continue. All right, then you solicit expert interviews. The foremost expert in digital communication, data science, journalism is Jeffrey Cole, the director at the Annenberg Center for the Digital Future. So you'll see down here, I have an email to him, letting him know some of my recent AI publications and asking him if I could interview him. And he says yes. Okay, so before the interview, you create a multimedia storyboard. This is sort of a multimedia video online storyboard telling how you hope to advance your epiphany to some ultimate truth. So here is on the left, you'll see the storyboard that I created. I got a cover page for this already, and my questions are embedded in that storyboard. Okay, send questions to source. I always think it's a good move. So if you're going to videotape a session, as I'm doing with Jeffrey Cole, send the questions in advance. Let them know what it's going to be about. Give them some time to think about their answers. And when you schedule a Zoom session, as I did for video, please heed time zones. For instance, Jeff Cole is on the Pacific Coast. I'm in Central. That means there's 2-hour difference. Make sure that's very clear in your email inviting him to the video session. Okay, what you want to do is you want to record the session, import to a video editing app, and create a YouTube, as I did here with his whole interview.
So it's my pleasure today to welcome Jeff Cole, the director of the Center for the Digital Future at Annenberg. Jeff, thank you for taking time for this important discussion. My ethics students are so interested in what you have to say. And this morning, my ethics students asked, put the questions up so that they could see them. So I'm going to go ahead, put a question up, then listen to you, we'll interact and go to the next question. So,
Great. you, Michael. And I used to teach media ethics. But my God, the openness of the field of ethics within AI, although of course some people think all these tech fields have no ethics at all.
This is what we're going to clear up today. So here's the first question.
Okay, so after you do your interview, and because we're doing a multimedia package here, it's important to get the transcript. Now you can buy transcribing services. I didn't want to do that because I had already filed to YouTube. I have the transcript here. Now you used to be able to find the transcript with these three dots. Now you have to go to the description and then says show transcript. And what I do is then I select all of that, and then I paste it into a Word file. And then you have your research. Remember I said you have to research. So my research outline for this article is already here. And then what I do is I take Jeffrey Cole's comments that align with some of the research topics that I have and insert them, making an outline for print that's pretty easy to go through at this point in the process, because you know so much, you know the interview, you know the research, so the writing is all that much easier. Okay, I want to talk about subheads, transitions in your print. I think that is so important. Subheads summarize the narrative taken by themselves. They tell the story. Broken news, high-tech views, logic versus pathologic machines, facing the interface, silicon cyborgs. Now, transition advance the narrative. At the end of each of these sections, you have sort of a summary sentence that pushes you, propels you to the next section. This is what keeps readers going. You can call it a hook. Technically, it's a transition. So after the first one, broken news, rather than create prophetic content, the news media have created corporate caricatures. And then we go to high-tech views. And the last sentence of that section is major news organization must follow up and investigate this groundbreaking experiment without waiting for us to inform us. There we go. Logic versus pathologic machines and so forth. I find that when I'm working with an editor, I try to send my print manuscript in the same font and the same margins as they have. So in this case, I took a previous column that I published at Pointer. The title font is Pointer OS Display 24-point. Subtitle font is 18-point. Byline is Arial. Notice that it changes 12-point, and the body type changes again, Times New Roman. So when I send my piece to my editor, it's already formatted for him to use. But before you do that, you want to fact check. And so I sent a final draft to Jeffrey, and I said, many thanks for your interview. I'm going to file to my Pointer editor. And he says, just finished a conference. This is a great piece. Thanks for doing it. I didn't see anything to change. And here's an editor. Here's a draft of the final copy to my editor, Ren at Pointer. I've been working on this for some time. I did research. It's a timely piece. I consider it one of my best. The Toes Center and CJR are on this. This is sort of our competition. We need to be too. And I fact-checked it with Jeff, and this is what he said. I'd like to share it with my social media followers when it runs. Okay, take editorial direction and revise. So here is the response from my editor. This is absolutely stellar. The background, the history, the contemporary application of it all. It's rare to see this much rigor around AI commentary, which I think is sort of your point. I made a few edits and note about the headline in Google Docs. I reviewed the edits. Excellent. Run as edited. I have a 30-minute full interview on Facebook. as soon as we know the run data, we'll make it public and you can share it. And this is really important stuff. Be gracious. Great, I will run the article to, I'd love to embed the video, and then I send him the YouTube video. Okay, now that the piece comes out, you want to share the link on social media. So I did, and here are some responses from Twitter. Here's Facebook, here's Threads, here's LinkedIn. So now I'm helping the my publisher spread the word with my own social media. Don't forget your own blogs and channels. So I put this on my Oxford University book, Interpersonal Divide in the Age of the Machine. And of course, I made sure that it was available to the public on my YouTube channel. All right, respond to all viewer and editorial messages. Here's some messages complimenting the story. It was picked up here. It was picked up on LinkedIn. The American Press Institute picked it up. So it was getting some wide play. Now, after you do it, update your resume and pitch and publish your next story. So it's like rinse and repeat. So here I go. I'd like to do a new column on terms of service from these popular platforms like Facebook and TikTok and all. He tells me it's online. There it is. And repeat the process, rinse and repeat. That's what writers do. So that's the process of content creation from epiphany to post-production. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can always email me, care of Iowa State University of Science and Technology.